Pinagsama-sama.
Ano man ang trending ngayon, dapat kasama tayo.
Swabe pa sa
I want the people to look at their voice in a different way.
kaya mo yan.
Isa lang ang alam ko, lahat kayo may greatness, may galing, may talino, may angking strength, aspiration na napakaganda. Ang problema, ginagamit mo ba? Ito po ang nag-iisang VoiceMaster ng Pilipinas. Walang iba kundi si Pocholo Gonzales ng CreatiVoices Productions.
It's the start of the weekend, but it's not a rest day for Pocholo Gonzales.
Guys, simulan natin. Tara. Magsalitan kayo.
He gathers his mentees around him for a quick recording session before they air later in the afternoon.
Guys,
Pocholo hosts a youth advocacy-centered program entitled Voice of the Youth on a local AM radio station.
Makijoin sa usapang trending sa kabataan! Makinig sa mga payong kaibigan tungkol sa buhay pag-ibig, pamilya at marami pang iba.
Every Saturday, he goes on air with his co-hosts to talk about the latest in politics, media trends, and contemporary culture for the youth.
Halina, sali na sa makabagong programa sa radyo para sa makabagong henerasyon.
mas gawin mo hyper.
Para sa'yo.
Working in his show with broadcasters as young as 19 years old, Pocholo remembers how his interest to work in radio started at a young age. Radio was the only means of entertainment available to him, growing up in the province of Bataan.
Kasi sa probinsya, alas 8 pa lang ng gabi, natutulog na lahat ng tao. Masyadong malayo, wala pang ganong may TV na bahay noon. Meron kaming radyo, so tuwing alas 8, nakikinig ako ng Gabi ng Lagim. Nakakatakot, kaya parang pinaparinig sa amin, parang matulog na. Pati hindi yung imahinasyon ko. Unknowingly, ginagaya ko yung mga naririnig ko sa radyo. Ganito yung naririnig ko, sabi, Isang gabi ng lagim. Awu! 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 Si Utoy at si Lolo Tasyo ay naligaw sa kagubatan.
Ha? Lolo Tasyo? Saan siya na? Ginabi tayo. Sarap kasi maglaro sa puno eh.
Kasi naman na po, laro ka ng laro. Ayan, tuloy, ginabi tayo.
Ito na ang Gen Y.
At the young age of 7, Pocholo began exploring this newly discovered talent.
Nung nasa school ako, elementary, ginagaya ko na yung mga cartoon character na paborito ko. Ang naalala ko nun sila Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck.
Oh, come on, Pluto. My name's Mickey Mouse.
So, ngayon mga klase ko, walang ginagawa, naboboring, nanggagaya ako ng boses. Estudyante ka man, o yan.
Thrilled at his ability to entertain others with a mere sound of his voice, Pocholo was quick to show his skill at any opportunity.
DJ Elaine.
In school, it drew the attention of teachers to him.
Lagi nga akong nangunguna sa listahan ng pinakamaingay. Oo, kumbaga 100 points ako lagi, mga classmate ko, mga 2 points, nandaig ko silang lahat. So lagi akong pinapatayo ng teacher ko sa stage. Sa harap ng klase. So dahil sa kapapatayo niya sa akin, umapal yung mukha ko.
From his silly antiques as a young boy, Pocholo found a confidence that he began to wear on his sleeve. It's a confidence that spreads to his mentees today. His young co-hosts take after Pocholo's energy and spirit as they head off to the radio station for this afternoon's broadcast.
Yung mga panahon kasi noon, pag makulit ka, maingay ka, parang bad ka. Pero alam mo, sa totoo lang, yung mga tinatawag nilang bad at makulit, yung pa yung mga nagtatagumpay, ha? Kasi sila yung malalakas yung loob, sila yung mga makakapal yung mukha. Patrick, let's go.
30 minutes before airing, Pocholo sits down with Elaine, 22 years old, and one of his youngest co-hosts. Jotting down notes and pointers, Pocholo makes sure that even at a young age, Elaine knows how to make the most of each chance she gets to go on air. After all, Pocholo is no stranger to making the most out of opportunities. At 16 years old, he came across the chance that landed him on the path to where he is now.
Naalala ko yun, that was 1996. Meron ako narinig sa radyo, sabi, Magaling ka bang umarte? Magaling ka bang kumanta? Magaling ka bang mag-voice acting? Pwes, sali na sa Radyo. Ayan. Mag-audition lang sa ABS-CBN, DZMM, tuwing Sabado. Ayan, alas 10 hanggang alas 2 ng hapon.
Just in his first year of college, Pocholo was ready to show the world what stuff he was made.
Sabi ko, why wait until you graduate if I can do it now? Pumila ako sa mahigit 10,000 tao nun. Alam mo yung pagpasok ko sa studio, syempre nakita ko na yung DZMM. Manghang-mangha ako. Wow, sabi ko, ito pala yung radio station. First time ko nakakita ng isang radio station, DZMM pa. So sabi ko, balang araw makakapasok ako dito. Balang araw, maririnig ang boses ko sa radyo.
Kumusta naman na sexing Jexy? Pasok?
Hello po! Magandang hapon sa ating mga katinig na nakikinig.
Today, Pocholo comfortably sits in a radio booth in front of a microphone.
Kaya nga ang goal natin dito sa Voice of the Youth Radio ay ibalik ang kabataan sa pakikinig din sa AM station.
His voice being heard all across the nation. With fingers quick to time music and cue stingers,
Alright, sige.
Pocholo breezes through a 1.5-hour program with his co-hosts. He is in his element.
Naniniwala ako. Kasi
When Pocholo entered the contest when he was 16 years old, he knew that radio was where he belonged.
yaman, sabihan,
He was declared champion of the competition and was soon taken in as a talent.
ang kabataan.
Pocholo was well on his way to paving a career in voice acting. Starting with small roles, he showcased his skill inside the booth.
Ang pinakauna ko talagang mga ginawa nun, yung mga extra sa dubbing, no? Tapos kami yung mga wala-wala o yung mga crowd dun sa mga pelikula. Kami yung, kuwari, nagtitinda, bili na, mura-mura lang, gano'n.
Partner na tayo, inunahan na natin.
Knowing that his break could be just around the corner, Pocholo kept at his job and was ecstatic when his first supporting role was offered to him.
Talaga bigyan ng
Meron akong isang manwan, pinatry sa akin. Tapos nung tinry ko, bagay naman,
sasayaw ka.
But a senior staff thought differently.
linya ko hindi ko makakalimutan, sabi, lisanin na natin ang dagat ngayon. Eh, may tono pa ako nun. Sabi niya sa akin, wala kang karapatang maging dubber. For example, someone
The chance that Pocholo had waited for was snatched right from the palm of his hands.
sabi ko, bakit ang damot nila? Bakit ayaw nila magbigay?
At 36 years old, Pocholo Gonzales has already done thousands of hours of dubbing for animated shows,
Kaya kailangan ko siyang saluhin.
voiced over 100 local commercials, and broadcasted for more than 15 radio shows.
Great morning. Great morning. Sige.
Today, he helps train voices of the young and old who dream to be heard. Apart from his weekly broadcast, Pocholo Saturdays are also spent providing workshops that teach the art of voice acting for aspiring dubbers.
Right?
With a group of enthusiastic students hanging on to his every word, Pocholo has gone a long way from his humble beginnings as a voice actor.
Kasi
Pocholo recalls the very first voice acting job he was offered, albeit a small one. He was keen to give his all to the one line he was set to say. But just as he was warming up to deliver what he thought would be the line that would set him on the road toward a career in voice acting, he was promptly cut off.
Yun yung time na para kang pinatikim ng ice cream na pinadilaan sa'yo. Nung nagustuhan mo, binawi sa'yo.
The chance that Pocholo had waited for was snatched right from the palm of his hands.
Sabi ko, bakit ang damot nila? Bakit ayaw nila magbigay? Yun yung first ko na parang, hindi pa nga ako tinuruan o ano. Alam mo yun, yung part na hindi ka marunong, hindi ka magaling, hindi ka na magdabber. So, papalitan ka na.
you're the only one.
Believing from the moment he discovered his talent that his voice was meant to be heard, the missed opportunity stunned Pocholo to silence.
Yung mga panahon na yun, alam kong kaya ko, pero may mga taong nagmamagaling, magaling, pinupush yung sarili nila. Ako na lang, kami na lang. So, kumbaga, dahil sa, sa pila, pinilit nila yung sarili, ikaw yung napunta sa huli. Kasi ikaw yung hindi nagsasalita. Hinahayaan mo na lang sila. Ginagaya mo.
Pocholo knew he didn't have anything else to rely on but his voice, despite the incredible letdown.
Hindi naman kasi kami galing sa marangyang buhay. Ang tatay ko ay isang government employee at ang nanay ko ay dating factory worker na ngayon ay nananahi din. Hindi kakayanin yung pag-aaral ko sa Maynila kung yun lang ang pagbabasihan. Although nakatulong naman ng malaki ang kanilang binibigay, pero sabi ko, mas maganda siguro kung kikita na rin ako kahit maliit, na hindi na nila po problemahan yung iba kong gastusin. Ngayon, mga taong nagtitiwala at nagbibigay oportunidad sa mga taong baguhan na tulad ko.
Ano yun?
Pocholo reeled from such a big disappointment at the very beginning of what was to be a colorful career in voice acting. He looked for his niche and soon found it in studios that gave him better opportunities than the one he lost. His experience in voice acting now credit him as a voice instructor who many aspiring dubbers look up to. During his lessons, Pocholo leads his students through exercises that help them discover the qualities of each of their own voices. His students listen to the pitches of their own voices, become familiar with the beat and speed of their speech, and learn the movements of the mouth that can help them enunciate better.
So what?
With every exercise, Pocholo makes sure that they become comfortable with their own voices and become unafraid to use them. Apart from his students, Pocholo also makes sure he works hand in hand with the interns at his voice acting company. He knows that they too are youths looking to find their voice. But Pocholo knows that finding your voice is not enough. The voices need opportunities where they can be heard. He took it upon himself to provide them this chance.
Pagbalik ko, binuo ko ngayon uli yung isang radio show para sa kabataan na tinagurian Voice of the Youth Radio sa DZME. So para yung mga kabataan na interesado na magkaroon ng international exposure, ay doon lang nila makikita lahat.
With his foundation as a broadcaster, Pocholo was quickly able to get a following for Voice of the Youth Radio. Pocholo's dubbing career must move to the side as he focused all his energy on his youth advocacy program. His efforts were soon recognized, and he was invited abroad to accept an award for his work as a youth advocate.
In 2003, I won an award in Washington, D.C. I was only 23 years old then.
The award motivated Pocholo to continue his work. There was no other way but to carry on what he has begun. He went on a quick trip to the United States to claim his award. But being in a new environment with fresh opportunities got Pocholo thinking about his dubbing career once more.
Una kong sinabmitan ng email sa mag-ano lang yung internship. Ako naman kasi lahat ng possible opportunity, send lang ako ng send. Parang para sa akin, it's just like parang throwing the seeds. Yung nagkakalat ka ng mga buto. So kung saan tumubo, yun na yun. Sige na.
He was 23 years old when he was invited to Washington to recognize his efforts to empower the youth.
Nag-submit ako ng resume and they called me up.
Pocholo has just started making a mark as a youth advocate. He was 23 years old when he was invited to Washington to recognize his efforts to empower the youth. While abroad, Pocholo renewed his sense of purpose to inspire his fellow youths to be great. He was also able to look at more opportunities for his career as a dubber.
Ngayon, gusto ko appreciate mo yung beauty ng kapartner mo.
And I went to Disneyland, no? And chinek ko kung anong meron. Nag-submit ako ng resume and they called me up. Pero kailangan ko pa rin dumaan sa proseso.
Pocholo re-evaluated his position and looked back at the recent developments in his life. He reflected on the reason why he was abroad in the first place.
Pero sabi ko, uwi na muna akong Pilipinas. I think I'm not ready enough to serve the Americans and serve Disney. Hindi ko na pinuntahan. Hindi talaga yun yung calling ko eh. Kasi kung yun lang ginagawa ko, puro dubbing. Nasa box lang ako, anong gagawin ko sa buhay ko? Makakapag-inspire ba ako ng tao? Makakapag-motivate ba ako ng ibang kabataan?
Do you feel great today? Sige, if you feel great, sabihin nyo, I feel great! Do you feel great today?
Pocholo is now regularly invited to schools and universities to talk about Voice of the Youth. During his speeches, he tells students about how he came to find his voice and how they too can find theirs.
This is the best definition of leadership that I have ever encountered.
He speaks of the boldness that finding his voice has given him, the confidence that kept him pursuing his dreams, the same self-assurance that the youth today must learn to find for themselves. Pocholo speaks to hundreds of teens and kids when he is invited to deliver a motivational speech.
To say a little bit about myself, I am the youngest broadcaster and motivational speaker in the Philippines. And you can make no
But he pays close attention to his 10-year-old son, Patrick.
Sinasama-sama ko lang siya sa mga radio show. One day sabi niya sa akin, Dad, I want to be a broadcaster like you. I want to try broadcasting. Give me my own radio show.
Pocholo guarantees that his son, like himself, learns of his own potential and discovers his voice as early as possible. Just as how he kept himself driven as a young boy, he ensures that Patrick does not run out of people to assure him of what he's capable of.
Lagi ko sinasabi sa kanya, you are better than me, you are better than anyone else. But you have to make your son better than you. You work hard, no? Para marating mo at magawa mo ang mga gusto mong mangyari sa buhay mo. And he is a very responsible boy at very young age.
As a father, Pocholo makes sure he instills the same grit and audacity in Patrick as he does in the youths he delivers his speeches to.
I always believe, ang isang mahusay na ama, ginagawa niyang mas mahusay ang kanyang anak. At ang anak niya, ang magiging apo niya, ay magiging mas mahusay sa kanyang anak. Siyempre, kumbaga, araw-araw dapat may natututuhan ka. Bago ka palang pumasok sa office, meron kang bagong alam.
Pocholo is grateful for the voice he has found and the chances he has been given to put it to good use.
As you begin to raise them a little higher, and I want you to say with me, it's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
You know, the easiest thing to help.
More than giving life to countless characters as a voice artist, Pocholo's voice has become the guide for youths to find their own.
Don't follow your dreams, chase them, mali pa rin yan. Don't follow your dreams, don't chase them, lead them. Unahan mo na yung dream mo.
To him, it is only right to give back by helping the youth today who, like him once before, are only looking for their voice.
With pureness in my heart, I will use my talents and skills to make other people better and happy by being excellent and great, and also by sharing the good news. The good news is everyone has greatness in their heart. Greatness should be passed, but it should be passed dun sa taong magiging greater than you. The next generation should be better than us. Or else, parang wala tayong ginawa para maging mahusay at maganda ang kinabukasan.
His belief in his own voice has given him the strength and the confidence to achieve what he once only dreamed of. But to Pocholo, his work is far from done. There are only so many kids today who have yet to dream of becoming great as he once did.
Kung alam mo sa puso mo na meron kang kakayahan na paglingkuran ng kapwa mo, lalo na yung kabataan, walang karapatan ang kahit sino man na sabihin sa iyo hindi mo kaya. Sarili mo lang ang magsasabi na kung kaya mo o hindi mo kaya. You know, if you make other people happy, you become happier. And if you make other people better, you become the best. Alam mo, success is nothing if you don't share it.
Ang susunod na programa ay Rated G.